This janitor secretly built millions. No one noticed until it was too late. Every morning at 5:12 a.m., a janitor unlocked the same building. Same mop, same faded uniform, same quiet halls. Executives walked past him every day, never learning his name, never guessing that the man cleaning their offices was quietly building a fortune larger than theirs. By the time the truth came out, it shocked everyone. This is the unbelievable true story of a janitor who secretly built millions, without fame, without luck, and without anyone noticing. Stay with me, because the lesson at the end could completely change how you look at money forever. His name was Ronald Read, and for nearly 25 years, Ronald worked as a janitor at a department store in Vermont. He didn't drive fancy cars. He didn't wear suits. He didn't talk about money. In fact, Ronald looked like someone barely surviving. His clothes were patched together. His jacket was held by safety pins. Sometimes he fixed his own shoes with duct tape. People assumed he was poor, very poor. But Ronald didn't correct them. Because while the world saw a janitor struggling to get by, Ronald was quietly playing a completely different game. A game most people never even learn exists. Ronald was born in 1921 in rural Vermont. His family wasn't wealthy. There were no trust funds, no inheritance, no secret connections. In fact, he was the first person in his family to graduate from high school. After serving in the military during World War II, Ronald returned home and took whatever jobs he could find. Gas station attendant, mechanic helper, retail worker. Eventually, he became a janitor. And that's where he stayed. Not because he lacked ambition, but because Ronald believed something most people don't. Your job is not your wealth. Your habits are. Ronald Read did one simple thing consistently for decades. He saved money. Not large amounts. Not dramatic sums. Just a portion of every paycheck. No matter how small the income, he saved first. Then he did something even more powerful. He invested it. Not in flashy stocks. Not in risky schemes. Not in get-rich-quick ideas. Ronald invested in boring, stable companies. Companies that paid dividends. Coca-Cola, Procter & Gamble, Johnson & Johnson, blue-chip stocks. And then, this is the part most people miss, he did absolutely nothing. He didn't panic. He didn't sell when markets crashed. He didn't chase trends. He just let time do the heavy lifting. While others chased promotions, Ronald stayed quiet. While coworkers spent raises on new cars, Ronald kept driving the same old vehicle. While people upgraded lifestyles, Ronald lived simply. Not because he had to, because he chose to. Every dollar he didn't spend became a worker for him. And over time, those workers multiplied. Year after year, decade after decade. No one noticed. Because wealth doesn't always look loud. Sometimes it looks like a janitor mopping floors at dawn. In 2014, Ronald Read passed away at the age of 92. That's when everything changed. As lawyers reviewed his estate, they expected to find almost nothing. Maybe a few $1,000s. What they found instead left them speechless. Ronald Read was worth over $8 million. Let that sink in. A janitor, with no high-paying job, no business empire, no viral success. $8 million. The town was stunned. The same man people felt sorry for had quietly outpaced doctors, executives, and business owners. Because Ronald never tried to look rich. He didn't announce wins. He didn't flex on anyone. He didn't chase validation. In fact, Ronald believed something powerful. Money grows best in silence. He avoided debt. He avoided lifestyle inflation. He avoided ego purchases. And he avoided the biggest wealth killer of all, trying to impress people who don't matter. But here's where the story becomes even more powerful. Ronald didn't leave his money to flashy causes or luxury institutions. He donated millions to his local hospital, the town library, community services. The same quiet man who cleaned floors ended up funding the future of his town. Without headlines, without applause, without ever asking for recognition. Ronald Read proves something most people refuse to believe. You don't need a high income to build wealth. You need discipline, time, and patience. Wealth is not about how much you earn, how smart you sound, how impressive you look. It's about consistency, long-term thinking, and emotional control. Ronald won because he mastered behavior, not money. Most people spend first, save later, chase shortcuts, panic during downturns, quit too early. Ronald did the opposite. He trusted boring strategies. He respected compound interest. He played the long game. And while others were loud, he was patient. While others rushed, he waited. If a janitor can quietly build millions, what's stopping you? Not your salary, not your background, not your location. What stops most people is impatience. Because the truth is uncomfortable. The formula works, but it's slow. And most people quit before it gets exciting. You may not see results this year, or next year, or even 5 years from now. But one day, someone will look at your life and wonder how it happened. Just like they wondered about Ronald Read. And by then, it will be too late to copy you. Because real wealth is built quietly, while the world isn't paying attention. If you want more true wealth stories, hidden money lessons, and real-life examples that prove success doesn't need hype, subscribe now. Because the richest lessons are often hidden in the most ordinary lives.